Mega GMs, guys. Hey, did I just hit you guys with a little feedback, a little echo? I hope not. I think I did. Dude, the intro is fucking great. Really grew on me over the past few months here. Oh boy, GMs, guys. Man, what a 24 hours here. Really, really fun. It's been a fun day or so. By the way, title's not clickbait. We got Hunter Orrell joining us here probably in about 30 minutes. He's welcome to join. Before that, I'm going to send him a link and I'll give a little pokey poke. Because, like, unlike a typical interview, I don't think we're doing an interview. I'm ready to chat everything. Just what's happening out there in the world of crypto. And, dude, especially NFTs. I remember Hunter from NFTs. It's where I learned him from. And so I want to chat NFTs like past, present, future. And Hunter really incredibly knowledgeable about AI as well. So there's a ton of stuff we're gonna get into today. Maybe we even go a little bit longer too. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's do some GMs. Who's all here? Some of you guys got here pretty early. I had the stream set up kind of early here. Art GMs. You can hit me with questions about the .slam domain if I can't answer it, and I probably can't. Come in Discord, do a ticket, right? Like I'll do what I can, but I'm not hands-on with like that stuff. But whatever I can do and at least get it to the right, guy or so here. And they're also watching Discord. But yeah, hit me with whatever. Choina GMs, although I think that was a few hours ago. Oh God, Art's question was a few hours ago too. Drop King, good morning, Zep. Great to see you, man. Murray GMs, DeYank. Bro, I'm going to show DeYank's Taproot Wizard because he got a grail. I think DeYank might have got, not counting the honoraries, I think DeYank might have got a top 10, maybe top 5, but like let's say a top 10 wizard. I think that dude just hit a home run. Yeah, wait till you see it. Yeah, dude, wild. All right, I'm playing with ChatGPT a bit, and it's doing, like, you see the meta out there this morning. Everybody's putting out these, I don't know if I did the prompt right, by the way. Everybody's just getting anime versions of whatever, pictures and like putting their NFTs through ChatGPT too, and I'm playing around too. Like, I use AI all day long. I don't think I'm, like, optimizing how I use it too, but, dude, it's fun. I've been thinking about how I even use it too, and I don't think most people use it the right way. If you're techie, you probably do, but somebody like my friends who, maybe are just dabbling, I don't think people are really using AI the way that you should be using it, which is like becoming an excellent prompter. Like understanding it's not just like ask question, get answer. You can use it for that, but it's more like craft prompt, have it build a thing, and like tweaking your prompt to get it to build the thing that you want. It's man, it's a fun process. It really is. DeYank, I might cheat and show your Taproot Wizard kind of early here. Mike, good morning. I don't know. I don't think we have a specific agenda today or flow. We're just gonna kind of talk about a lot that's going on out there. Man, smash the like on the show wherever you're watching. I'm gonna drop a link to the abstract stream here. But definitely make sure you subscribe over on YouTube. Now Crypto Slam, not SlamX. That took a little while to free up that name and get it rebranded. The old videos on the Crypto Slam account are still there. Some really awesome interviews with some of the biggest projects out there. We're talking Autograph, right? FX Hash, Art Blocks, the CEO of Mythos Chain, right? Like there's some killer interviews over on that side. If you've never seen it, well, again, first off, just head over there and subscribe. But let me see. If you don't know that these are out there, these are like 3-4 years old, maybe. Yeah, find it out. Clubhouse CS. Who do we have here, man? We had some really killer guests. Japeji from Crypto Bats, right? Founder of Crypto Bats. Oh, dude. Andrew Steinwald interview was incredible. I'm such a fanboy of that dude. Yeah, Art Blocks. Oh, the founder of Redline, who I think is so fucking cool. Yeah, there's FX Hash. Angie Taylor, one of my absolute favorite artists here. Dude, we had an episode with a bunch of our idiot friends. Guys, if you've never seen this one, we got Walshy, Peter, who I'm trying to think who. Hang on, I got to see who that is. The PFP's not. It's not standing out to me. Hang on. Right. She's not part of the idiots fam. Oh, from the MFers community, Master Shan and Schnazzy. Dude, different time. It was a different era. Undead Blocks. I don't know. I'm sorry. That was just going down memory lane a bit. Subscribe over on Crypto Slam. The end. Let's move on. Again, Hunter Orrell going to be joining us here. Let's say within 30 minutes or so. Can't wait. Follow us on X. It's Crypto Slam IO. Slam AI _XYZ. Definitely follow along there too. Those announcements bubbling up. There are specific things that are happening behind the scenes that once it happens, announcements, right? There's just some very specific milestones happening here. Okay. And then the Swarm _AI flagship AI agent in the Slam AI ecosystem. Dude, swarms are coming in a big way. I know Hunter will probably have some thoughts on this in general. Swarms, the direction that AI is moving from LLMs, then kind of this evolution to agents, and now agents evolving into these swarm-based ecosystems, platforms, whatever. But the swarm is going to be part of an incredible swarm coming to virtuals. It's called their ACP, Agent Commerce Protocol. They're going to have 2 swarms launching here soon. It's the hedge fund /DAO /trading swarm, and then their content swarm. I have a feeling you put them together and they're going to do some pretty cool stuff too. What's up, Mike Bennett? How you doing, man? Great seeing you here. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I hope it can make some money. I have a feeling it's gonna. Luke over on Abstract. Good morning, man. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna send Hunter the invite again. He can join early if he wants. Uno momento. Guys, should I invite Henry as well? And I'm putting out the call to Joe as well. I want to see if we can get an afternoon show reunion this week. We'll see. Okay. All right, cool. Good there. All right. Zin goes in, and then we're getting in. Anyway, Swarm updates very soon. More from virtuals very soon. Boy, oh boy, guys. It's going to be a fun season 2 of AI, I'll tell you that. Checking the AI, the Swarm token here. Mill market cap. I think people like the announcement. You know, it's just an announcement of something that's already out there, but I get it. People want to see the comms. We know. We should probably hire an intern. Anybody want to intern? Anybody want to help on socials? Like, real question. I mean, anybody out there like good at like running socials? If so, hit me up. Hit me up. Mike Bennett, dude, right? Yes, another day in paradise. Further on, good morning, dude. Further on, you got a wizard? Fog, good morning. Anyway, looking good over here. Should get spicy. Guys, this might be the biggest story we've seen, and I've said this a few times this year, but this might be the biggest story we've seen in crypto this year. I don't think that's... I don't know. I don't think I'm blowing that up bigger. I think it's a really big deal. Here's Nikita Beer. A notorious entrepreneur, builder, specifically apps, mobile apps. Guys, coming to Solana. This is a very, very, very big deal. Look, we don't need people necessarily to like legitimize blockchain and crypto. Like, we know it's coming. We know what's happening. But when you see people like this come into blockchain, that they know what's coming, so they need to be here, part of this process of building. They see where the opportunities are. It's not that it legitimizes it, but it's It's that marker on the road. It tells you where you're at. And this means two things. One, that yes, we're still early because he sees the opportunity, but it's telling you how big it's going to get. And that's not so far off, that people are seeing right now, the opportunities right now to get in here and build. And so Nikita's seeing that opportunity here with some really mainstream ready or almost ready products that he wants to be a part of helping build and shape. Incredibly cool stuff. Mixed opinions on crypto over the years, but the world's changed meaningfully over the last few months. We know we're living through it. Feels like we're at an inflection point that's made the space much more attractive for consumer product builders. Regulatory environment, we're going to talk about that a bit. App Store, that's a big one, guys. The app stores, like Google Play and the Apple App Store, more welcoming to crypto apps. They were, they did a little 1 foot in, on each side of that before, where if you had a marketplace no-go, if you had a token no-go, stuff like that, right? Not anymore. Crypto apps now all over the App Store. Incredible stuff. Multiple coin launch pads being launched. Yep. Meme coin mania. That was a big signal, I think, for people. The meme coin craze happened, and it drove mobile app adoptions to some of these crypto apps. Phantom Wallet on millions of phones. And so it was smelling what's coming here. He's smelling what's cooking over here on the blockchain side. Again, familiar with it, knows it. I think all the biggest entrepreneurs out there, they know what's happening. Just didn't feel like the timing was right, that we're ready for the next thing. The thing is here. The thing is being built right here, right now. You're rubbing elbows with a lot of those guys building that thing. Special space. It's a big, big, big deal, especially for Solana. Wonder if that moved the price of Solana. Probably not much, but maybe. We'll peek at that. Guys, big, big, big deal. I expect to see him all over crypto, but specifically like content. Imagine we'll see Nikita's face out here making the rounds. Maybe get him on this show would be wild. Good reminder. CZ, I love it. He's like our Yoda. He's like our crypto Yoda. GM's over on Abstract. Right, he just spits out these words of wisdom, and I love hearing them. It's just good reminders here. And so I like to put them up in front of you guys. Zoom out. Just slow down and then zoom out and just get a good sense of how far we've come, but also in what a short period of time it's been, and then zoom right back in and use that to frame what you're doing and your moves and what you're in and what you're not touching. All that, man. It's so easy. It is. It's so easy to see where we're going to be at 10 years from now. And so your job is to be patient and not take yourself out of the game. Keep your chips. You know what I mean? I like it. Again, CZ just always good reminders. And you need that. Again, these guys got that conviction, that 5-10 year conviction beyond that. But man, that's what you should be targeting, and it's what should motivate our moves, right? Right, further on, dude. Yeah, it's so obvious. Don't take yourself out of the game here early, chasing things. Because, yeah, like Michael Saylor says, inevitably this is coming. Bitcoin going to surge to 180K, and it'll crash. We saw tweets that happened, from this last pump and then, pull back. We saw those tweets similar to this. We ran to 110. We pull back to, mid-70s. And people freaking out, and Michael Saylor saying, dude, we're going to go to 180K, and then we're going to crash to 140, and people are going to say, it's over, dude, and then we're going to show that chart where we at on the cycle, and people are going to lose their goddamn minds about it. And it's just part of that process, man. And we know it's coming, man. We know it's coming. 180K, I don't think is far off, by the way. I think we're talking. Very obviously, we're going to hit that this year. I shouldn't say it's obvious this year, but it's coming. The thing is, nobody can predict it. Nobody. Volatility. Good morning, man. Further on, we'll talk Wizards. I think it was pretty excellent, man. And I love that there's FUD out there about it, like love. In fact, let me queue up. There's a Kook Capital's FUDing this shit, and I like that. And I definitely want to make sure I touch on his FUD. Kook's FUDing the terms, right? Like the IP kind of usage. And dude's just engagement farming, which is totally fine. But I like FUD. I'll tell you this, man. you don't get the other side. You don't get the euphoria. You don't get it without the other side of it. You have to have one. You don't get one side without the other. Dude, think of this. Okay, not to get political, but think of the political climate. Think of the last, decade, right? Think of the tug of war that's been going on, like the culture war, and then think of Trump being elected, and then you have, the wokeness, and you see like it's just this intense tug and push and pull, and you don't get the extremes without an extreme on the other side. You don't get it. It doesn't happen. And that applies, funny analogy maybe, but that applies here in crypto as well. The FUD is like energy and passion, right? And if you see something like Taproot Wizards, which aren't on the market quite yet, right? No secondary, but whatever price they're at, that is their price with probably max FUD. And we'll see where they settle, right? But that price in that FUDdy environment that we kind of have right now, there's some bull posting too, but that just means when minds are changed or they let up on the FUD and they move on, they're on to something else. It means it's like unleashed to go make that violent move on the other side. And it means that same energy, that same passion that's funding it can turn, euphoric. And that, again, you don't get one without the other. It doesn't happen. But predictions. I want to hit Hunter with this stuff too. There's some things I'm really curious to pick his brain over. Again, price predictions, where we're at in the cycle. Are there cycles anymore? But you got guys who are great at TA. Really good. I don't know if Becker's like a TA guy. He is kind of, but nobody knows when this thing is going to happen. Nobody knows. You can do all the TA you want, and you're never going to be able to predict when the thing's going to happen. You might have a ballpark. You might have some good indicators that stuff's happening, like starting to happen, but you don't know when, like Becker's saying here. It could be this pump here. It could be 3 months from now, and I don't know. I have a little spidey sense, little tingle that maybe the summer's going to be kind of cool. It could be fall, could be October, November. And a lot of people think that, but nobody knows, man. And so don't let people influence your moves exactly. Nobody knows. Great for engagement. It's fun to chat. It's fun to make predictions. Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue when this shit is coming. So back to patience. Be patient, and maybe your move should be motivated by that zoomed out perspective, where we're going to be 10 years from now. I think that's the way you win. Hey, easier said than done. I get it. I know. I'm guilty of all that myself. But everybody's coming, man. Everybody. And when I say everybody, I literally mean everybody is coming into crypto, whether it's like your neighbor, your family, your friends, just to get, hold some Bitcoin, or if it means they're coming in, they're just going to touch crypto via stable coins to, buy on Shopify. They're all coming in. There's people going to Toys R Us. Does Toys R Us exist? They're going to Target or Walmart, and they're buying Pudgy Penguin toys, and without even maybe realizing it, they're also getting into crypto, right? Those toys are getting Pengu allocations here at some point. Everybody is coming in. And not just individuals, the companies out there all just gobbling up that Bitcoin. GameStop now the latest. Pretty awesome story. It's like the like historic meme coin stock. Meme stock. Now on the crypto side, which is amazing. Remind me, guys, did GameStop launch a token too? I know there was like a GME token. Was that theirs, or was that like community launched? For the life of me, I can't remember this. I'm trying to think back if they actually launched their meme coin or not. I feel like it was them. And we know for a while they had an NFT marketplace too. I think that didn't last super long, but they're holding Bitcoin. I love their press release, by the way. Short and sweet, right? It's 24 words. That's kind of it. The board unanimously approved it. Update to their investment policy to add Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. Goodbye. That's it. They're all coming, man. That Bitcoin is quickly coming off the table. It's super interesting to think about that too. Who's buying and who actually would dare let their Bitcoin go, right? The supply-demand kind of conversation about Bitcoin, that's going to become a really, really big topic here. Not far off. There's not a lot of Bitcoin out there, guys. There's not. And at some point, that does one thing to prices. What's up, Roth? Good to see you, man. By the way, in the chat, who minted a Taproot Wizard? I'm debating if I should get to that before Hunter's here, if we should save that for him. Part of what, I do want to chat about NFTs and, the transition from, speculating that you're going to be the next Disney to now kind of back to pure collectibles. We can do it now and when he joins, but yeah, who did mint? Yeah, DeYank. DeYank's Wizard is probably going to be worth more than like all of ours put together. Depending on how many people minted yesterday, he got a dude. I can't. I gotta pull that up. Here's a look. Well, let's refresh here, but a look at the crypto market here. Bitcoin fell under 88K. All good. 87.6. ETH still over 2,000. Solana 144. So that announcement. Look, I don't know that that's something that moves the needle, but maybe it did a little. Maybe. 144. How's Ripple looking? 244. Look pretty decent. Still, only catalyst in the short term, guys, is still tariffs. What is Liberation Day? A week from today. It's a really big deal. It should impact the market. It will. It will. What will really impact us is any surprise announcements. We're expecting these massive tariffs. When they're enacted, I think we'll see some pretty, maybe rough volatility, maybe. But any good news of like, okay, these tariffs, not 25%, we're talking 5%, 10%, or we're not going to levy these tariffs against, anything like that, potentially really bullish for us. Or if there's like some more specific policy showing how that helps us, right? They say it leads to lower taxes. Anything tangible that might help us. We'll see. Looking at ETFs, 26.8 million inflows. That's the Bitcoin ETFs yesterday. We're still, about 2 weeks straight of net flows. Looking good. On the ETH side, 3.3 mil in outflows. Oh, well, there you're rocking it right now. Yeah, let me pull. I can't wait for this. Hang on. Dude, DeYank, I actually pulled up your Quest 5 video last night to watch it again. Because I was just thinking, dude, like a lot of people deserve good things, but I was thinking we're due for like a big win, And then I remember the video was so good. I'm like, for so many reasons, the world owed you a win. Right? Like, it's really fucking cool. Did you tweet it, by the way? I don't think you tweeted it out, but we'll pull up your PFP. Fuck, I'd rather get a full screener, but there's the Yanks Taproot Wizard. You did tweet it? By the way, the gold beard. I wanted to hit a gold beard. I'll show you what I revealed yesterday. Dude, I don't see your tweet. Okay. Well, I don't see it, man. But dude, it's a beauty. If there's time, I don't think we'll have time to really dive into traits. But if we did, I would bet you, dude, between Ghost Trait and Gold Beard, I think it's a top 10. We could even say top 20 wizard. I'm telling you, there's some rare ones out there that are getting like major offers. Again, somebody, if it's true, I don't know. I'm a pretty trusting person. Somebody said they got offered 3 CryptoPunks for their rare wizard. And it's like that caliber rare. Gold Beard is really good. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Dobro. Did you get one? Gold Beard is a really good trait. Might be the rarest beard trait. Yeah, it's a really ghost, but ghost is what makes that one. And I think the robe is rare too. Yeah, he's nice. DeYank might have scored himself a CryptoPunk out of this, maybe even 2. How cool is that, man? Dude, I'll keep saying, what's up, boss? Well, we'll come back to Wizards too, but dude, again, everybody's coming in. Those, like Nikita, some people are here right now because they know the opportunity and that institutional money is here, but only just kind of starting to get here. More ETFs are coming. Fidelity filed for a spot Solana ETF. Those are right around the corner. That's this year. We'll see Solana ETFs live in trading. Ripple ETFs, you better expect those as well. Right? You got to expect that those are coming too. This new crypto-friendly environment, man, it's so exciting. So Ripple lawsuit against them, done. ETF, definitely right around the corner. Oh, you sent the video. Cool shit. I'll play that here. But more, dude, more announcements related to the SEC and these ongoing litigations, which are all getting wrapped up, guys. Right? We saw the OpenSea lawsuit come to an end, and again, Ripple, and I only wish people like Stoner Cats and what was the Founders Key project? I wish they, were able to push and fight long enough to see it through to here, right? SEC ending closing their investigation, their suit against Immutable. Just the latest one. Did not ever have to worry. Well, I don't want to say ever, but not have to worry about that now. It's over. It's done. These guys get to focus on building. All these guys. This includes Kongs, as in all these guys have been trying to build with two hands tied behind their back. You can't do anything when you're under investigation. You can't. Can't do it. Hang on, I got to read this comment. The Orange Genius had to come up with an epic way to get out of his own bad initial ideas. Liberation Day, dude. He's a master at framing things. He is like shitty or not. Like he's a master at that shit. That doesn't mean it works. I don't know. For his base, it does. It's all changing. This will definitely chat with Hunter about. I've never felt an environment like this. I don't think any of us have. Well, I know none of us have. We haven't. It's a really special time in crypto and only going to continue, man. Trump signed a new executive order here yesterday, enabling the Treasury to monetize its payment system, reduce waste, fraud, abuse. That probably means blockchain, guys. Right? We heard U.S. aid coming on chain, or probably coming on chain. It's the thing that we fell in love with when it comes to blockchain tech, like the transparency, mostly that, really, the transparency, the easy use, all that stuff. They get it. It's like still love these guys, hate these guys. They get it. They get it. Shockingly, they get the tech. And so we're going to see all these government programs come on chain, and it will be incredible. I see Mother effing Hunter Orrell here. Give a thumbs up if you're good to come up. Oh, hell yeah. All right, I'm excited for this. Whoops. Boom. All right, there we go. Hunter, what's up, man? It's good to see you.
Good morning. I hope you're doing well, brother.
Dude, great. Like, the vibes truly are back. Just in the past, week or two, it feels good. And I don't know. I'm always an optimistic guy, but really optimistic right now.
100%, man. It feels good. I think people get lost in the sauce. And this is why I was kind of on my soapbox screaming about, I know it feels really natural and comfy to go and shut the laptop, go touch some grass, go play some Fortnite, go play some, golf if it's warm enough where you are. But I think inherently that's where you have to get out of your comfort zone and lean into, okay, well, the herd's going and, they're saying the market's dead. I'm going to stay involved because there's opportunity here. There's plenty of opportunity over the last 2 to 4 weeks. If you stayed locked in.
Dude, the best alpha is probably not listening to the crowd. But also I've found some of my favorite projects during the slow times when most people are saying they're walking away, dude, sell in May and walk away for me never happens. Especially this year, I'm feeling like that might not be the best idea. But honestly, if you love this stuff and if you're here for opportunities, walking away ever, I get you got to take a break sometimes. But walking away means sometimes really big missed opportunities. But again, use the time to learn, go research, go explore, learn the tech. The tech matters a lot. Dude, okay. Would love a quick introduction, who you are and your, just a quick intro because I'm going to hit you with a couple questions here. And if you don't mind, super casual today, we're just going to chat things happening in your perspective because you've
Yeah,
got great perspective.
totally. That sounds amazing to me. For anybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Hunter Orrell. I am I'm a little bit of everything: investor, advisor, founder, collector. I got into the crypto space in 2014 and 2014. Was trading a little bit, and then in 2021 got way involved in the NFT scene. Background is in artificial intelligence and programming and software. And throughout the years, I've helped be involved with some very large companies. I've helped advise some very large companies. Everything from Coinbase to OpenSea to LooksRare to Gandhi and then it kind of schemes outside of that. And then obviously one that's kind of like a weird talk about point is I bought a co-bought a professional football club in England, Crawley Town Football Club. Yes, Wagme United.
Love it.
Yeah, no, I consider myself as like a technology optimist. I'm just curious. I kind of do whatever, even if it doesn't make sense, and I just roll from there.
Okay, I gotta ask you, dude. How old are you?
I'm 30. I'm 30.
Dude, you're so young. It's crazy because I see guys like you who get it and have got it for so long. And I'm like, what? It's like, it's really cool to see people that if you got into this in 2014, again, some people have that vision. They see things very early. Like it's a gift, it's a skill, it's a lot of things, but blows me away to see that, man. It's super impressive.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't consider myself young. I feel so old, man. Like every day I wake up, I'm like, fuck, man. And especially like I work with for like some of the companies that I'm like helping build right now. Like I work with like 20-year-olds who are like absolute genius cracked coders. And then like they're talking like, oh, I know this kid is like 16 who like you should meet. I'm like, holy fuck, bro. If I was as smart as some of these kids when I was like in my teens, oh
Dude,
my god.
I don't think people get like the kind of virtuosos out there and how young they're. Like it's like, okay, I'm 44.
Yeah, but then give them Cursor, Chat GPT, and all the tech that's come out since then. Like when I was doing like sneaker bot stuff growing up or trying to sell t-shirts online, if I had AI when I was growing up, game over.
Yep.
Different game.
I always tell people it's like, okay, when I grew up, you had a few people in your town that played guitar, maybe more than a few, but there's, the kids that played guitar, and out of the whole like town, there's one kid who's like a virtuoso. Like one kid was like really good at guitar, could kind of shred. And now it's like everybody who plays guitar is a fucking legend. Like there's so many phenomena, and it's because the internet, because they can learn. They don't have to go and sign up for lessons and commute and what. It's just a different time. The information available at your fingertips changes everything. And so now you got these 16-year-old kids who are literally changing the future, and we're going to see that play out in the next decade or so. Oh boy, dude, wild. Okay, I like to ask this question. It helps people get a frame for like you and what you like, the things that you're into. What is your favorite NFT or general like kind of NFTs you like, and then maybe favorite crypto? Again, just so people like kind of see what you look at and enjoy.
Yeah, favorite NFT that I own, I think it's gonna be a tie between Pudgy Penguin and then I have a Claire Silver piece
Nice.
from her Genesis collection. Look, as far as like NFT collections go and what I like a little bit of everything. I have an immense appreciation for generative art. I have an immense appreciation for the PFP stuff, and especially ones that are pushing hard on IP and branding and actual businesses around them. So I think you obviously it's an obvious one, but like Doodles, Pudgy, Bored Ape Yacht Club going more in a gaming schema, but like they are still talking about like IP and how they proliferate. But then like back to like oddities, like I have a very, very strong thesis on AI generated art. So this is like your Claire Silver stuff, your Pinderva and Armins. Who else is a good example? Like your oh my god, like there's so many like little ones within there, but like I genuinely think that is an area where I see a lot of attention shifting to at some point. And then as far as like cryptocurrencies go, I'm I'm a momentum person. So if I think there's a possibility for a certain sector or a certain token that to pick up momentum without doing anything, I look for that. So obviously the AI sector right now, very, very interesting to me. I think there's some mispriced stuff there. Meme coin market's not going anywhere. That we're stuck with the meme coin market forever. It's not going anywhere.
You believe that, right? Because I see people out there saying meme coin's dead, never coming back, and I think that's the craziest.
99% of them. It's I can hit you with the Gary V NFT take, which is 99% of this stuff is never coming back. It was Fugazi. It's crap. That's what comes when there's a no friction point to creation. And that's totally fine. That is just part of the quality that is part of the evolution of life for meme coins, right? But there is 1% or even less than that. There's 0.001% of meme coins that are going to be here till the day you die. Like, do I ever think fart coin is going to go to zero? No, I think fart coin's around forever. I think Mog is around forever. I think this is actually like, then this becomes like a conversation around like some of these AI agent tokens. Like, okay, is AI XBT around forever, or does that at some point that end? That's technology. There's actual increments there. I think memes they're forever in some sense. But yeah, I'm bullish there.
So like then like Murad's take on what the meme coin ecosystem looks like, on board with that or not so much? Is in we'll see multiple meme coins at like a 10 billion market cap and a few of them at 100 bill. And for me, that's, if that happens, it's 5-10 years down the road too. But
yeah, I mean, that's, you could put it on any timeline, but I think you have to understand almost like some of these valuations, like those numbers are a little fugazi again, because who owns that supply? And I can point to a few and know that like, hey, like it might say that the top 10 holders only own, 10%. But there are meme coin tokens where the team still has, they've kind of just like cold storaged 60% of the token. And so, yeah, in those cases where you do have the supply control, yeah, we'll see some tokens really rip and see these valuations. But it's also like all boats rise in a rising tide. We're gonna see that happen. More capital's coming in. We have tailwinds in the entire sector, in the entire industry. And yeah, I just see more capital inflow and prices will go up with that.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of tailwinds, God, there's so many things I want to get to now. But tailwinds, I heard you speaking to the CEO of Bitwise.
Yes,
it's fucking awesome. Oh, dude, the Bitwise guys are amazing. Matt Hogan, I like, dude, notifications on. I love these guys take their finger on the pulse. They get it. They're ahead of most.
It's funny. I literally just had a big venture firm from New York reach out. They're doing some work for a client. And they were like, we need some information regarding like tailwinds for digital asset sector. Like, do you have any like research internally? And I literally said, just go to Bitwise, go to their website, go look at their blog, go look at their research output. It's a slept on asset. I think if anybody hasn't, go to their website, just go see what they do. I think it's good context, but there's a lot of valuable information from what they put out. So highly recommend.
Bitwise specifically, like go on their site.
Yeah. No, if you go to, I think it's like Bitwise Investments, bitwiseinvestments.com, go there. And then they literally have like a blog, which, again, you would not expect to get have them putting out like research grade, information. It's insights on the website if you go there. But they do a crypto review, they do predictions, and you can sign up and stay informed. But I think you have to go to these large actors who are not only like in the know, but they also have research and analysts and very smart people at the company. But they're putting out stuff that's like actual value. Like, you can read this, you can spend an hour and read through everything they put out here, walk away and be like, okay, I learned something. And this is and like they also can't just put out shit. Like, they are
right.
they're regulated. So they can't go and be like, oh, buy our ETFs, everything's going up. Like there's obviously predictions in some of this, but there's alpha. There's alpha there.
Yeah, this is gold. Okay. I guess just briefly about crypto. Everybody's making predictions, price for Bitcoin and where we're at in the cycle. And I just it's kind of like, again, to that point of we have these tailwinds now, and it's something we've never had before in crypto, at least
Never.
I've never seen it, dude. I've never seen it. I've never felt it. Is this suddenly the time, at least for now, where cycle isn't a thing, doesn't apply right now because those tailwinds and probably because of the tech that's happening, like in AI?
Yeah, I mean, oh fuck, I said this yesterday too. I've said so many things that they're like becoming a little bit repetitive, but like, history rhymes, it doesn't particularly repeat. And I think if you're analyzing this market cycle that we've been going through, and you can say we're on a 4-year cycle or whatever, but I think if you're actually looking and be like, okay, why, like, what is triggering that 4-year cycle, what is triggering that downturn, what is triggering these bull market cycles, technically I think we're still in the middle of a moment where we can have a very strong upswing from where we are because of those tailwinds, because of the environment, and then also because digital assets all of a sudden have just become like very normalized. And I think that, sure, like, yeah, like we could see a downturn here. There are a lot of numbers that concern me from the macro, but I also think that if you were to have a bunch of countries start being like, actually, no, we need Bitcoin, does that pull the rest of the industry with it? I think so.
That's the part that I don't know how people can't be excited about that, and then also realize you can't really make. I mean, you can guess about where this market's going, but I don't know how anybody's making
long term.
predictions.
Yeah, long term, there's no geniuses in the room, right? Like long term, yes, number go up. There's no question of that. Bitcoin does not have an existential crisis of existence anymore. It will exist. The government has kind of been like, actually, you know what? We're cool. We're cool. Crypto all of a sudden. SEC has kind of come out and been like, all right, let's fix some of the quality of life stuff for people. And it's just kind of signal to the rest of the globe, like, okay, this is something, it's a real technology, and there's case, and there's also financial value to this. It's an asset. And so, yeah, you're at the inception of a market that's been normalized in some sense now.
Dude, I love it. Speaking of kind of the regulatory environment, the SEC, I watched was it the task force kind of roundtable? Was this like last Friday? I think it was. Watched it. It's so, dude, it's just so much fun to be able to watch that happening live and hear how policymakers are talking about it, hear how industry leaders are talking, like feeling their excitement too and understanding the moment, like how big this really is. So that's a treat. You guys should definitely go back and watch that roundtable. It's a few hours long, but it's, I think, well worth it. And there's 4 more coming up here, and these are coming in, well, some of them in just a few weeks. We have April 11th, the 25th, May 12th, June 6th, and I can't wait till we see some policy implemented, something very tangible, some stablecoin regulation.
It'll come in phases. It'll come in phases. I think a lot of people think that, things are just going to be happening at the snap of a finger, but this is the U.S. government at the end of the day. Right. So don't forget that.
Yeah. And but it's crazy. The executive orders just kind of doing away with like the way things used to work. It's weird out there. I'll just say that. I don't know how long we have you, by the way. We can go as long as we want, and we can keep it right.
I mean, I think you have me for like an hour at the most here.
Cool.
We can keep going. I got time to chat and talk on things, and
well, I want to have you pick a direction, because there's 2 things we got to hit on. AI, definitely got to get a little deeper into AI. Or NFTs, like the state of NFTs, a little reminiscent on them too. What do you want to do first?
I think AI. I think that is probably the biggest, most pressing thing from a topic in the industry right now, for sure.
Okay, let me hit you with a question. It's not really crypto AI related. Not that these things have to. Actually, shit, that is something we need to talk about too. The CZ last week or so tweeted, not every AI needs a token, and I agree with him. I also wonder if maybe not every AI, but most AI is better with a token. Not for the value of the token and the speculating, but for putting things on chain, for even just transparency and being able to verify things. So I've been chewing on that a little. I don't think I have an answer, but do these let's just say agents, do they need a token, or would they be better with a token?
I think this is such a cop out, but I think it depends, and I think this is in the responsibility and all of the risk and execution falls onto like the founding team. You can launch an AI agent that absolutely crushes and dominates, that does not have a token, but has an incredible recurring revenue model that is USD based with a Stripe checkout, and crush it and have a company that's worth, millions of dollars. OpenAI has validated that very, very clearly, right? Like they have no token and they are valued and obviously there's reasons for that, but at the end of the day, you need to be approaching the AI development industry as a business in a way where like you're going to get users, you're going to get real revenue recurring, you're going to have API calls if you're going to go that route, and you're going to have some sort of like data moat that matters. If you're going to go the token route, though, has to be sustainable. All right. That is the big fuck up here. A lot of people say, yes, we can slap a token. We'll give out, 60% of it. We'll hold back foundation wise, and another like 20%. And then like, hey, like founding team will hold on to 20%. Who knows? And at 20% then turns into like, that is our bank account. That is our overtime. We'll work with a market maker. We'll sell it into the market. And that is how you get runway. That in my head, anybody doing that is pretty, to an extent, stupid. I think, yeah, sure, in some cases, you want to do that, that's cool. Be transparent, or at least explain what you're doing, so there is some transparency. You don't have to. I guess not many people are going to come out and be like, "We are selling into you,"
Right.
But also understand that like that is not a good system in my eyes. Using the token for like terminal access, like AI XBT did, I think that was a terrible move. It's cool. It was a cool experiment, but like I also think that prices people out. Does it reward early people? Yes, but if you want the full thing, $300K for terminal access just doesn't make sense to me.
Right. Even
And
AIXPT had responded to somebody saying that. Like, yeah, in hindsight, yikes.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, you can do it token only. You can do it token and, SaaS product. You can do it SaaS product singular. Like, I think you can choose whatever you want, but how you approach it, if you do it sustainably, if you do it in a way that doesn't, like, if you do a token, you just put sell pressure on the token, then you're fucked, right? If you do it, like, I think Cato's done it really well.
Dude, Cato.
They've done it really well.
Yeah.
I think you'll see some people start to understand, like, and my thought process for every company that I'm involved with is real revenue comes first. Build a company that does something, can have, hey, we have revenue, we have paid services, recurring subscriptions, etc. And then be like, okay, if I were to do a token, how would I do it? And so, yeah, that is something that is like top of mind. Like I had this conversation last night at like 2 a.m. Around like a actual like cash flow model for a company, and not a single time was token brought up, because we're just understanding like, okay, token, if that were to happen, how does that look, etc. And how does that actually benefit the end user? And how are we making it so like we're not like, oh fuck, chart is down. Like we have this just up, down. We want something sustainable, right?
I agree. What in AI right now, what's exciting you, and like just in general, how do you feel about how quickly the agentic ecosystem like exploded, and your meme coin bros are just all in and pushing these things to insane valuations, and we've pulled a little more realistic now. I say a little because it's still kind of crazy. But how do you feel about how that went, good or bad, and like where is it evolving next? Clearly, like swarms are I think maybe if it's not the biggest upcoming thing, I don't know what else is, but swarms feels to be where it's all migrating, right?
Yeah, I mean, crypto's a little bit of like, what's the latest, greatest thing, and that becomes the meta to an extent. do I think there are singular agents that will be able to like kind of follow the AI XPT? And I keep using that because that was definitely like the big winner out of
Yeah.
last cycle,
Yeah.
right? Yes, I don't think everything's going to be a swarm that'll be successful, but finally people have figured out like how to do RAG really well, how to do really good embeddings, how to do really good context layers of hey, multiple agents, singular mission, co-collaborating. Um, and that was a lot like not trivial, high technical execution was needed. And so yes, you're gonna get that. You'll see new stuff come out. Um, but then you'll also start to see like a whole bunch of other little things pop out of that on, execution on chain, money management, um, AI DeFi to an extent is going to have a interesting moment here. I I think it's just going to be the same flavor though of okay, the second you think the hottest thing or like, oh, this can't be beaten, something else will pop up or
Absolutely.
a whole new application for AI and within Web3 will pop up because inherently every single day a few new devs come into the space and say, "Oh shit, I can build.
Yep.
I got an idea. Let me go do it." Because
Those 16-year-olds, those very same kids, and it doesn't matter any age.
any
There's
age,
yeah.
it is crazy how much stuff is being built in the shadows right now that it's not on the timeline. I can tell you, I mean, there's dozens of companies that I have decks, Telegram intros to, little white papers back, ideas, little video calls. There's not even an Insta or a Twitter account made for any of these people. And I know they've been like working on it for 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
And so there's cool shit. There's cool shit coming.
We chat about that. We do. Where it's like some of the biggest, maybe most important builders that you don't hear from them. You don't know they exist. Possibly, they're not in our little echo chamber here. But believe me, they're there and they're paying attention and they are building. Man, some spicy stuff. Question on that in a second. Mike Bennett, I'm curious. Do you have a question about like security threats, upgrades to like AI in general or agents? Because there is I'm definitely seeing posts out there more over the past week about planning for these threats that could target agents. I don't know what that looks like, but I do wonder if they're I don't know, more susceptible to attacks. I don't know why they would be more susceptible, but I guess what that would look like seeing a whole bunch of agents compromised altogether. You see like AIXBT a couple of weeks ago tricked into sending 55 ETH to a user. But I wonder what it looks like, the crazy scenario, but agents that are tricked into just doing malicious things. And because a lot of these are using the same framework, I don't know if that makes them all more vulnerable to the same thing, but is there like a doomsday scenario out there for all these agents on X?
I think like companies like Jailbreak. I think it's like jailbreak.xyz. I wouldn't like go typing that in all willy-nilly. But if you search Twitter for Jailbreak XYZ or Jailbreak Me, companies like that, these companies actually have like they are thinking about the ancillary areas where they can apply help or stress test this space where you know there isn't a lot of like prompt like reverse prompt engineering, there isn't a lot of prompt security thought yet. It's such a new arena. I think without companies and without people thinking this way, yes, there is risk. And some of these agents also have like databases that they're pulling from RAG. That is a security risk. Let's say I hack into AIXPTs, figure out who they're using for a database, get a login. I'm able to put in a whole bunch of information and in some way prompt it to all of a sudden like burn all of the chaos token that it holds in one fell swoop. Like that is, that's not doomsday, but that's still like there's risk there. And so I think end of day, this is still software. This is still, you still have to approach it that way. It's not like AI is completely insusceptible to the normal secure. Like there are unique ones, but there are tons of existing security vectors that exist still, and we just got to be aware of them.
Yeah, great points. So some of the builders you're working with, again, we don't know some of these products, but like, can you even hint at maybe where you see the maybe AI, crypto AI kind of sector going that people
Yeah.
they're not even dreaming of right now? Like, we didn't think the AI agent thing was going to explode, and it just did out of nowhere. And I imagine something like that could happen again. We're just something we're not expecting. Like, what could it be?
Yeah, I mean, I can give some, I guess, color to where I'm working, and then kind of use that to jump into like stuff that I'm not involved with that makes like I'll explain like why that makes sense. So
Yeah.
like one company, Mentat, that I'm working on, deep like goal is research. Think OpenAI, terminal, you can chat with it, and go in and actually get output of like highly technical stuff. I think the abstraction of on-chain data is a massive, and like not only gathering that on-chain data and those on insights, but also interacting with chain data or transactions or just blockchain in general. AI is going to have a massive impact there. The other area that I'm excited about is there's a company called loot.gg. Is a trading terminal company. Also, I'm co-founder of. This, I think, if you look at like Photon, Axiom, BullX, uh, Trojan, all these trading terminals that have come out, or trading tools that have come out, nobody's thinking about like how is AI being applied to this? How are you building out a real suite of products? Um, I I back in November, I had like this crazy request from somebody because in my Discord, we were like sending obviously like a bunch of tickers back and forth and CAs, and I was like, bro, like there has to be a better way of getting some insights against this, and having like a better dashboard and better metrics and getting security checks and holder checks. Um, I think in every single product, and I think it starts at trading and then kind of like funnels like fans out from there, is how is AI being implemented to give the user the best insights and also make them have information that would take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to gather instantaneously, if not in a matter of seconds. So those are like two like very like I know what's happening. I understand those like sectors of like product very well in the market. Outside of that though, think about it like NFT marketplace. All of a sudden, NFT marketplaces need to understand, okay, how are users discovering new artists? How are users discovering what smart wallets are moving to? Um, because discoverability for uh, NFT marketplaces has been really, really kind of fucked up, which is KOLs go on the timeline, they talk about their bags, and then everybody's like, oh, I didn't know about that project. Let me go buy. And it's a recurring cycle. NFT marketplaces, every single one is now going, all right, how do we actually make this digestible? How do we make things discoverable? How are we getting richer content into our marketplace about the artist, who they are, their socials, etc. And so OpenC2 has really pushed in that direction. I wouldn't be surprised if their API or even them internally start pushing on like, all right, here's how AI plays into our product. Token launching, I think you'll probably also see that become a hotter topic of more automated token launches. And then if you start to really push into like, okay, agents are becoming more automated in like what they're doing. They have a set task and people are kind of controlling them. Um, the trading side for sure, but I think it's going to be way more personalized than people expect. It won't be like, hey, I just go to this agent. I'm like, hey, here's some capital. Here's a hypothesis. Go do it. Or just go, you're so smart. You have information. I think it's going to be like building out your own firm of like, here's our hypothesis. Here's how long we hold. Here's when we take profit. Somebody at some point that will come out and it'll be a massive moment. And I went on the like cliff and said, you will see new like monetization methods where like weights or prompts and stuff like that is being like imported, exported. You can buy and sell them. There are maybe
Oh,
even like NFTs. Like we're heading in that direction.
So you purchase the prompt and you you're selling them via an NFT. I don't know if I
Yeah,
heard it,
like
but I
and
like it.
I haven't seen this in action yet, but we are headed in that direction of okay, all of a sudden the like everybody has the same model, everybody has the same infra. What is the differentiator? Otherwise, it is not a inefficient market. You're in an efficient market. Everybody's got the same tools, the same knowledge, the same like cool. Nobody's gonna make money. You literally do. You have to figure out like okay, where are like people going to be able to like have the ability to act better, faster, smarter than others. It comes down to the prompt or the data. But I think we start with on like the prompt side
I love
slash
that.
like guidelines, guardrail side.
Yeah. No, I like. We've also we've been riffing on just the art of prompting here. It's not So I was even saying I think before you joined today, like I think a lot of people are more and more people are using AI. I don't know if they're using it the right way, and not that there's a exact right way, but people question answer. Um, Instead of going deeper and learning how to ask it things and frame it in the right prompt to get exactly what you want or to take it to that next level. And so prompts are, to me, incredibly valuable. Like,
And I think prompts also within it holds tool calls, right? Like there you can have a prompt that's like, hey, like, research new tokens, blah blah, like whatever, and give me this kind of like analysis, but like also when a token gets this, then you call this API. And if it meets these conditions, then take that token's, top 25 holder base, throw it into this API, then do this analysis on those 25 wallets. If any of these could like what is that process? Because I have a process that I don't talk about publicly for if I'm gonna make a $100,000 investment into and not like we're not talking meme tokens, like we're talking like okay, a token for a team that's been building for like 2 years, and like let me do an analysis on it, and that's I kind of keep that under the the curtain. That's alpha, like that is a process where I'm like spending time, hours, days, um but I can put that into a model, right? Like, or we're getting to the point where like I can take that process and tell an agent or a group of agents to go do that.
dude, the AI thing is so exciting because there's so many other avenues. Every time I talk about it, I think I like a light goes off. Like I realize, oh, dude, there's something you can do here and monetize, and these things. There's different products within AI. In again, hearing prompt that light bulb went off again. I knew that they're valuable. I hadn't thought of like selling prompts. Even in our ecosystem with Crypto Slam, like all the NFT data. I mean, dude, data is what's going to set
Oh yeah.
agents apart. It's like
Oh yeah.
one of the, if not the most valuable thing out there. And I look at like people know Crypto Slam for NFT data, right? Like every collection is potentially a product. It's something that one agent can specialize in. They tokenize it, make it an NFT, and have like that data set. Like a product itself. It's just exciting where it's all going. And I don't
Yeah,
even think I can see clearly where it's going yet, but
data is going to be the big differentiator here. Again, like that's what kind of makes Cato and Cookie very important. I think that's like for like what is being built at Loot, we are thinking about aggregation of data, but also like how are we producing data? I think is a good question for like a lot of teams should start asking themselves in the Web3 space. Um, like what like mechanisms do we have where like when users come in, they are doing something that they can be rewarded for, but that's also a like data points, a signal point to maybe a token or a market or sentiment on something that we can not only like reward them for, but also take and say like, okay, hey, like because we have this, now you have additional tools that you can use. Um, and those tools actually like are a differentiator against the rest of the market. I think those are like the standout moments. Then apply AI on it, then apply social, then apply smart product design, like that's how you build a winning, successful company in this space.
Man, guys, Hunter's a different guy. It's pretty cool. It's
No,
just
I'm
great
not.
hearing you talk about this.
I'm just a normal guy, bro.
Okay, so then I have to throw this question at you. I don't think there's an answer, but like, this is another thing we talk about all the time. I know it's coming. AI replacing jobs. It's
Mhm.
going to be as drastic as some people fear it might be, right? I mean, what does that look like, and what's the time frame for it? And this is also leading to another question. But what does that look like?
Um, so I had probably one of the smartest developers I know a couple days ago say that Doge was, and I'll get back to like AI replacing jobs. Doge was a misstep because instead of firing all these people, they should have found a way to make these people more efficient.
Mm,
And my counter to the point was like, well, no, wait, like if you have somebody who's not doing something, or they're at 10% efficiency, should they be at that job? The counterpoint here is like, okay, how do you give them more then? Like you're paying them, they're in the position. How do you actually take this person and say, all right, is there more throughput that we can give you? And if you can't handle that, then you need to leave. But like it's about like your actual payload of like thing that you can handle and output. I think with AI, a lot of people say it's going to come in and do things, and people won't be necessary anymore. I think the counterpoint is far more true, which is like, okay, all of a sudden what you're expected to be able to do goes way up.
mm-hmm.
And yes, 90% of what you're doing is now eliminated, but in that 10% that you were doing, you still need to do, it hasn't changed. But now there's a new 90% that you are now responsible for, and we expect you to be able to put out and use AI to accomplish that. Um, I I think that is where we're headed far more than like everybody looking around and being like, okay, everybody's getting fired, everybody's losing jobs, it's a career crisis. Um, but yeah, like there's obviously going to be a small subset of people like you'll never need like a brand storyboarder position ever again. Like that, like I know companies that were hiring for like they weren't even like designers. Like it was just like, here's our brand storyboard, and like we're laying things out. That gets absorbed by like the designers, and you can do that via AI and come up with these like big cool concept ideas for pennies on the dollar of what you were paying. I mean,
Yeah.
micro fractions of a penny.
Well, I saw a cool take. I think it's pretty in line with what you're saying here. I saw this a few days ago. Somebody saying if your job, is or was going to be eliminated by AI, instead keep the person on board for 6 months, give them the AI, make sure it does their job, and then that frees him up to do more. It's exactly, I think, what you're saying here. In theory, that should make you more productive and more valuable to a company, right? That'd be a cool way to go about it. And by the way, if you don't become more productive, then you're fired, and the AI's got your job. I think that's a cool idea.
What are you doing here, man? Like,
right. Yeah. I love that idea. So like Elon Musk was talking about last week. Yeah, last week, just saying in 10 years, he thinks that, I don't remember if he made a comment about how many jobs he thinks are going away. And this also kind of crosses over into robotics too. It's like the combination of AI and robots. But thinking that, again, without a percentage, a lot of jobs are going bye-bye, but we're in a period of abundance. Like people have more money than they have before. And I'm assuming that means there has to be some kind of UBI. And that's where my head is stuck if that scenario even plays out. I'm not convinced it will. I think it will, but I don't know. I can't. What does that look like? I don't know if you can even picture what that looks like. A period where people do not have jobs, and there's plenty of money around out there.
yeah, I don't know if I can see that. I mean, obviously, like if certain trends overwhelmingly play out, yes, like there will be no reason for certain people to even do anything, right? Like what can you do? You just don't have the skill set. I still think though that there's an inherent, like, back to my point of, if everybody has the same model, everybody has the same infra, you're in a like there it's a efficient market. Everybody has the same things, and so like what are you as a human gonna like differentiate comes down to like that's the end thing. Like what what can you choose, what emotions, what knowledge, what experiences differentiate you from others. um I I think that can't be understated, of having a huge impact of keeping it so that models and AI still needs some human involvement in some way to accomplish whatever your end goal is. Um, but I think that's a long, long way out. I think a lot has to happen. I don't think it's on a 10-year timeline. I think also there's a lot of things that will change, especially as technology changes faster and faster, whether that's transportation or food or energy, um, or compute related stuff. But I think technology and the world we live in is just changing so quickly that every time you think, okay, all our problems are about to go away, a new set of like
Right.
problems come up. That's what we saw with the internet. And I think a lot of people are like, okay, this changes everything. Like internet's gonna take over. And we had the whole Y2K like scare. Well, there's a whole new set of problems. And I think for me being like an engineer, I always think in like the sense of there you cannot make an engineering decision without a set of pros and cons. Like you want to go make that bracket out of copper instead of steel. Like sure, it's way, easier to machine, but your material costs went up. There's a trade-off to that. There's always a trade-off, and there are always a new subset of problems that you encounter when you are, engineering or building something. And so, what are, just as you said, all of a sudden security measures become a huge factor. Um, are humans then going to become, there's a whole subset of jobs that are like humans detecting AI or human prompt, reinforcement learning, or like making sure you can't break into a system because they are black boxes. What emerges out of this? We fully don't know yet. That is up with the mindset that I'm thinking through this in.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long rant.
Dude.
I have like this tea just hit me and I'm like in a ranty
Yeah.
mood and
No, rant away, dude. The perspective is awesome. Like, really, really appreciate you sharing everything about that. Okay, then I'm gonna move us to NFTs because I
yeah,
love them, dude. Actually, I was thinking about this. Like, I love crypto. I love it. I just love everything about technology. Always have. Like that Kip I Love Technology song is literally like round the clock playing in my head. Um, AI is where I'm the most excited and passionate about now, but like NFTs, like it's where my heart always. I like collecting stuff. I think it's fun. I do think it's like it offers a lot of new ways to do a
yep,
lot of things.
yep.
Really, like I think people are underestimating NFTs big time. Still, and I get why. Um, that said, I just learned yesterday that you're into Good Vibes Club. You like them, there,
Yes.
dude. I'm right there with you. I think they're awesome, and I think they're special and pure. But like, why do you like those little fuckers? They're so great.
Yeah. I met them through an intro and checked out their stuff and I was like, "Hey, like whose streams have you been on?" And they're like, "Oh, we haven't been on any streams yet." And I was like, "Bro, you guys are doing this wrong." I was like, "You guys got to go to stream tour." And
Oh, you mean like on shows?
yeah, I was like,
Okay.
you could go on a bunch of shows, you know, talk to people, because honestly, like, I don't even think I've told them this. Like, at first, I was like, bro, I don't know. Like, I had like flashbacks to some of the other I won't name any 3D projects that I think a lot of people got burned on. Um, but I think if you look at like I think you have one always have to like analyze stuff with like a fresh mind, and if you have like previous things that are like influencing that like sentiment, that influence is bad. So I try to come into it as like fresh of a mind. I don't think it was as fresh as it possibly could have been. But I still did the work. I still looked into their backgrounds. What was their previous work? Um, with animation, who are their connections, who are their business investors, what was their long-term plan. And I started looking, I was like, okay, wait, there's actually something here. They're building something that's far more than just like, hey, 3 images and cool, we're gonna drop it, sell it, and fuck off. They are they're really smart guys, passionate, good. And I kind of thought that we needed some good vibes on the timeline. Um, and yeah, I like them because obviously the super rare connection here that they've hinted at is amazing, but I also think that there is a lot in the IP area that interests me, and I think also 3D representation within the NFT industry. We haven't seen like a real standout 3D modeled project have a win. Meebits were obviously 3D models; they're low res, and like there doesn't have to be utility against them, but like, do people want to rock them as a PFP? Are they notable? Is there interest? Is there a collector base for them? Are the advisory team for Good Vibes Club and the people that were like in their ears all big ETH collectors? So I was like, all right, this is that if they're going that direction, it makes sense to go mint. It makes sense to talk to these guys to give them a platform. And I'm glad I did. I'm
They
really
came on
happy
your
for
show?
them. Yeah.
Speaking of which, let me put that up there because you do. Is your show newer, or have you
Uh,
been streaming for a while?
I mean, I was doing like I did like a show since 2021, and then I stopped that when I bought the soccer team, and now I'm kind of like just doing a daily interview and a morning show when I can. Um, I'm doing more and more. It's gonna come back in a very serious way of like I'm probably gonna start doing like a stream from like 8 a.m. to like 2 p.m. and it'll
Wow.
be like a morning show, and I'll just be working and like sharing screen, an interview, some market stuff, and I think it also becomes a little bit easier. Plus, like when some of these products come out, like I can show like, hey, this is what we're working on, or here's me trading, or like here's us closing a partnership deal. Like I think streaming for me is like a big part of my, I guess, like career plan here.
Mhm.
I don't think it's gonna be like LA Vape Cabal, but content creation for me is like a core. Like I'll do it till the day I die. I enjoy it. Um, but yeah, no, I kind of like retired and then made like a new YouTube account that wasn't soccer related content and stuff, and was like, all right, back to the roots. Go back to like
Yeah, I just subscribed to that yesterday. I love it. I think there's a big hole in the kind of content you're doing, and it's what I kind of want to aim towards too. Like there's a few. There's not.
oh
I don't even
you're
have to
crushing it, dude.
appreciate you, dude.
You are actually crushing it.
Well, I started this a year and a half ago. I never did content before, so a year and a half ago, I just said, "Fuck it." That I feel that that's where I need to go, and it's
Yeah.
been 7 days a week since every day, 20 months at this point or so. I love it, but I think there's a big old hole. Like we got some shows out there; they're great. There's these hour shows, some of them 30 minutes, whatever they are. These very kind of packaged shows, and they're fucking awesome. There's not a lot of great like a traditional streamer, somebody who's just on for hours, like you're talking about doing. And I think people love
Martin
that.
Shkreli has done really good job.
Yeah.
I because I pay attention to who's doing what, and to an extent, like in almost a creepy stalkery way. I'm like, all right, what models work? What do people resonate with? Ron's Basement, OSF and Mando, Modern Market, yourself, people who are doing like a routine morning show that crushes. Martin Shkreli though has, and LA Vape Cabal was doing this to an extent, just getting on and not even having like, there is no top. We're just gonna be live. I'm doing work. You have questions, ask me in the chat. But I think that style of streaming is gonna be big. I owned and ran a talent agency for a little over a year and a half, or well, 2 years actually. Was able to work with some of the biggest content creators in the world. Will never forget Miami 2023. Caleb Simpson, really good friend. The guy like who's like, hey, how much do you pay for rent? And then goes into their apartments. He and I were at an event, and we're having a very deep conversation. And this is 2 years ago, before anything like really blew up in the streaming space the way it has, I think, on X and Twitter and Twitch, to an extent of like getting outside of like gaming. But we literally landed on and deduced like, okay, streaming is the next move. Like it is the next horizon, and whoever dominates there is going to be set up for like absolute world domination.
When was this again?
It's either 22 or 23. I want to say it's 23, December of 23. And I kind of showed my hand a little bit, like as I started doing the streams and being like, look, I went on like a real like Twitter rant. And I went to every big influencer in the space and I said, you have to be streaming, you have to be streaming. And you know, no credit needed. I'm not trying to say like, oh, Hunter does best, but like I think there is a real moment here where everybody now, if you go on, they're 90% more likely to go do a stream than like a Twitter space now. And it's just richer content. What are you showing? Can you be entertaining? But I think longer form stuff instead of just our show is the direction I'm heading. And I think being able to tune into like, hey, what is Hunter up to today? On the crypto work side is good. But I'll always do like this is my personal channel. Like there's Hunter Orrell, and then there's the crypto ones like Hunter Orrell Future Proof. And so I'm like trying to like divide up like, okay, soccer content, and you know, if I do like car or you know, trip stuff, because I don't know, I'm not just a crypto guy. I got a bunch of other shit going on that I still love and I want to make content about. But I think what I'm doing around, you know, investing and building and trading should be in one spot. Just I think again, quality of life thing.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love it. I'm a fan. I learned of you years ago from Beanie. Beanie would always tweet about this Hunter guy. Like, and I listened back then, and I knew he's right. And getting my first time getting to talk to you, so I'm glad finally the paths crossed. Yeah, really, really cool to chat, man. Okay, I'm not gonna end it quite yet. I do want to get your thoughts on maybe like one of the biggest mints we've ever seen in the space. Happened yesterday, continues into tomorrow. Taproot Wizards. In general, like thoughts on that mint and what you think of ordinals, collectibles on Bitcoin.
Yes, I think ordinals make a ton of sense. I think ordinals in some senses are like the purest form of like on-chain art. Back to the roots. And that's not to say like ETH mainnet isn't pure, but you know, again, on-chain, verifiable, indestructible, tokenized art. That,
I mean, if provenance matters, it kind of matters one place a little more.
Yeah, right. So I think ordinals have an extremely important spot. I don't think that they've gotten. I think there's still a ton of art collectors from the ETH sector from the 2021 bull cycle that still have kind of like shied away from it, which I encourage people not to do. But Taproots is interesting. If you can charge it, people will pay. Do it. That's like, who are you to come in and be like, you can't charge that? Well, people are paying for it. Okay. That is you got to find pricing in the market. If they had charged, you know, $1,000 and they sold out, cool. If they charge $5,000 and they sold out, great. Like they are charging what the market is willing to charge. If it was mispriced, they would have sold zero. And I think maybe people need to like realize that like you can speak by not buying. I don't know. That's a whole little rant that I can go on because I see like people like losing their minds and they're like, oh my God, these people are idiots. Like, why? Cool, let them be idiots. But they chose that they valued this at $18,000. I think Taproot Wizards will. It's a very obviously going to be like one of like the big plays. Does this mint hurt them in the long term? Is the big question though. We've seen this with big mints, high prices. They have to sustain that floor. They have to, or you know, that mint price. If things start to deteriorate, then it kind of like all folds in on itself. So, what do they have planned? What's their long term for keeping the project and the IP hot? I don't love that I've seen some of these like images around like how you can't you don't have intellectual property rights to the image you own. That is like a weird like the fuck like it feels like okay, what is the purest form of digital asset art? And then like, yo, let me put an asterisk on that real quick for you. Like, oh my God, what are we doing here?
Yep, it's weird. So there's FUD out there about that, and I get it. And for me, I'll never probably build around it. So for me, it doesn't apply, but I get why for some people it does. It's even just for the optics. Like to some people it matters, but it is what it is. There's definitely FUD around that. So
Yeah, I mean, and well, I saw Zep put this question in there. The promises and transparency of crypto projects and mandatory. Should it, do you think it should be mandatory on this topic of like restrictions? I would love to see some transparency here. The issue is, and I think it's hard without viewing this from both sides. And I always try to like empathy is a big lens of stuff. Like if you were Taproot Wizards and you had privileged knowledge of like we are trying to do this IP deal and we are trying to do this licensing stuff and we have an animated series like deal that we're working on, and we have to hold the IP in a different standard to be able to accomplish that and keep our partners happy. Can you talk about that? You can't like front run yourself, but you also have to have this in there. And so yes, I think when projects transparency is needed. But I also look at this and I go, there is a case where they actually like from a actual business standpoint can't talk about this. Maybe they should though figure out a way to like be like, hey, like we can't talk about it. It's in there for a reason. More to come. I don't know. But I do think like transparency communication for any company is important. I have companies that I'm involved with in this space that our hands are kind of tied. Like we have like legal stuff going on from like a venture raise or it could be legal from finishing an agreement that like we can't tweet about anything because it basically gives it away and that could jeopardize a deal or there's an acquisition that's happening and we all of a sudden like communications are way lower because the company's kind of swamped in legal work. Like I've seen it time and time again. It is hard to navigate, but I do think when you can, transparency should be put out there. Sorry, again, weird another rant. I'm losing it today, man.
It's perfectly fitting.
I'm losing
it's awesome. It. No, more of that. And dude, you should come back sometime too, and more of this stuff. Like as much of this as possible. It's excellent. Guys, follow this man. Again, like how freaking cool. Follow, which is the YouTube? I mean, I'm sure follow both, but what's your most current going to get the most content?
It's the Hunter Orrell Future Proof.
Okay.
I'm putting out all the content there.
I love it.
Yeah. And you can find me on X. Feel free to DM me, ask me questions there. If you haven't, make sure you're like the weird, like one ask I have is like, if you want to like, I don't know, like support me in some way or like be involved with something early and like possibly find a way to get like reward for it. Follow the Loot account. That would be awesome. But like I think at the end of the day, the number one thing that I hope people understand about me is like I fucking love this space. And I think that while I've kind of like come on here and I've been like, hey, like I know a bunch of stuff and I've done a bunch of stuff. I think that the number one thing is, can you come into this space and like get punched across the face 100 times, be a good actor, care about it, want to see it progress. And I think that everybody should be in that mindset of like, don't be scared to go try stuff. Don't be scared to like, take an idea and just run with it. It could fail, but as long as you're doing it in like the most sustainable way, the most like ethical way, there is no downside besides a few little haters, and then just keep going. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do this all the day. I love this space. I love the people that I've met. My favorite moments of my career have been in Web3, and I hope they continue to be.
Oh man, dude, that's magic. Awesome. All of it awesome. Thank you for sharing your insights, your fucking tons of wisdom at young 30 years old. Crazy shit.
I'm old, bro. I'm an unk. I'm unk status.
Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. Guys, follow Hunter Orrell on X. Of course, follow us at CryptoSlamIO, also on X, and SlamAI_XYZ, and our AI agent. It is the Swarm_AI. Follow them all. Guys, I'll see you at 2 p.m. Eastern time on the Swarm Report. Fam, we'll see ya. Peace.